They are absolutely wrong. You know, after talking for probably upwards of 20 minutes, I just came to the realization that possibly everything that I was just saying wasn't recording. Um, if that is the case, then likely, oh wait, let me punch this window a little bit. Then likely, this is where the video will begin. And if this is where the video begins, welcome. Hello. That also means that you have not seen Joe's beautiful face yet. This is Joe Noir, savior of the wastes, most beauteous man alive. His wife has been killed, his child stolen. Joe Noir is here. Joe is ready. Joe has been questioning his sexuality for the past at least 13 years, especially when he was in the army. He got a little wet and wild in those Chinese jungles, boy, I'll tell you. Anyway, now he has to go look at his dead wife's body and then take the engagement ring, or rather, wedding ring. Not because it's worth money, but because he wants to hang on to it. It's sentimental for him. Boy, the fact that I've played this game so much to the point that my first thought when I get out of the cryopod is to loot my dead wife's body is probably not good. But that's okay. That's all I needed. Yeah, you know why you died, Nora? Because you're bad. You died because you're bad. If you were good, you wouldn't be dead. You'd be alive, but you're bad. You know, I would go through that terminal and then read about all the, what did I just pick up? Probably screwdriver. I would read about all the dead people, but I'm too lazy. I'm too bored. I already know what it all says. I've read it all before. That's useful. That's, oh, that'll be pretty useful when I need, to start making electric stuff. Alright, well, if it is the case that I suggested, and my audio is just now recording, welcome. Hey there, baby. How y'all doing? Mm-hmm. You know, I got a few little mods right on over here. Nothing game breaking, just a little stuff to spice it up a little. Just like when y'all decide to bring a pickle jar into bed with y'all when y'all are having fun time. I didn't mean to sit down. Joe, no. Joe, don't get distracted. Joe, I know that you've been struggling for a long I know that you've been I know that you've been struggling for a long time, Joe, but please. You need to keep going. You can't stop now. Look at this. Look at this face of determination. It's in the dark. Look at this face of determination. Joe is prepared to take on the world, and he will do it. I'm taking that game. I want Red Menace. I will always have Red Menace. You know, I hold a world record for Red Menace in the Wasteland, since everybody else who ever played it was dead. And this is the only copy in all the Wasteland, as far as I know. So suck at everybody else. I am top score, best. I am best of all. I hate that the fact that you could click X anywhere on the table to sit down, because I could just be trying to pick something up, and all of a sudden, whoop, too late. Too late for me. Not a fan. Also, you can actually just run through that electricity, even though it's set up to make it look like it hurts you because it shows a rad roach going through and getting zapped. Nothing happens. Oh, no, it does happen, alright. I've just never stood here for long enough. Well, I stand corrected. Well, nothing truly damaging happens. And I would be what did he drop? Wait, one of them had, no, never mind then. I would be collecting this meat so I could, make some
Where is everyone?
cooked rad roach later on just for the health, but I mean, it takes 3 raw rad roach meat for 1 cooked rad roach, and it's honestly just not worth it to like pick it up, considering that rad roach only gives you like 15 or 20 health when it's cooked. So it's like basically just garbage. Like Nuka-Cola is better, and Nuka-Cola literally gives you radiation. You're better off drinking Nuka-Cola than you... Oh, wait. Gotta unlock. And I really hope that it saved all that audio from earlier, because that would be really unfortunate. I'd really hate to have to cut all that out, because the creation of Joe was having a good time when the nukes fell. He made plans with his wife Nora. They were gonna go to the park. It was gonna be fun. He was in possession of the child. Now the child is gone. Things went downhill. Things really just didn't go fantastic for Joe, but that's okay. Joe was still feeling good. Joe knows that he'll have good days. He knows that this isn't the end. Joe is optimistic. I wish I was like Joe. I can't be optimistic. I always assume the worst. Don't we all wish we could just be a little bit more like Joe? Each and every one of us. I think so. I mean, have you seen his face? He's a beautiful man. Everybody wants to be like this man. Look at him. Wiping that dust off the Pip-Boy screen. That's beautiful. Joe was a professional at everything. That's 38, 911. So that's 38 kilobytes. It's really not a lot of space for a computer. That's really small. But I guess, what else would I assume from, like, you know, the kind of technology that is available in this game? Because even though it's the future, they still have that retro 1960s, 1970s-esque thing going on with the Cold War and everything. And obviously, as I'm sure anybody watching knows, Fallout is set in an alternate timeline in which during the Cold War, instead of America and the rest of the world deciding to use like natural gas and natural resources for their primary energy source, a majority of the world's governments decided to use nuclear power, and thus the Cold War was amplified even more, because instead of countries only focusing like 50% on nuclear stuff, now every country is focusing like 90% on nuclear stuff. So now every single country is twice as paranoid as every other country. Or, well, they were, and then, you know, all the nukes fell, and now the world is just torn apart. Well, presumably, I mean, I would assume that we also probably launched nukes at China after we had nukes launched on us. Or perhaps we launched them first. It's never really revealed. It is presumed that we probably launched them first, because when you find the captain aboard the Yangtze, he says that I think he said that he was sent here just in case China ever decided to launch nukes, but he was never given the order to. So considering the fact that he was literally in Boston Harbor and he was not ever given an order to launch nukes, we probably launched first, you know, and then China was hit, and so China ended up launching them afterwards from some other way. You know, like surface to surface or surface to air or whatever. Ooh, money. That's my first dollar. My voice is a little messed up. I don't know why. I'm having trouble doing my voices. I like doing this voice. Yep, that one's messed up. I can feel it in my throat. I hope I'm not getting sick. Took an extra extra long walk today. Might have got a little sick in the process because of how cold it is. I'm not even going to talk to Codsworth, I don't care. There's nothing here for me. I mean, I could go into the root cellar and then get all that free stuff. There's a lot of things I could do. In there's a vault that's full of, or I should say a safe rather, that's full of drugs, you know, like Med-X and Jet, stuff like that. And if you hack the terminal, it's revealed that the guy that lived there pre-war was a drug dealer, and that he sold a majority of people in the town were actually junkies, and they bought from him. This is better than the security baton. And also there's a duffel bag up there that contains usually a pipe rifle of some kind. Yep, bolt action. Then here's dog meat. I'll take him. I'll take dog meat. Joe would very much enjoy a canine companion. And it is assumed that Joe had a canine companion, considering the fact that, well, before the bombs dropped, if you were to press X or A or whatever it is to interact on whatever console you're on the plastic doggy bowl that is in your house, your character remarks that they will never find the lost dog. So you could assume that you had a dog and then it ran away or something and now you can't find it. So Joe probably already had a dog. Then there was trying to think of a good story for why the dog left. There was a skunk in the backyard, and the dog smelled the skunk, and then it wanted to go fight the skunk. So it ran outside and chased the skunk into the woods. Because as we could see, there was a large, bountiful woods behind the house. Or maybe the dog heard all the noises from the construction of the vault being built. And it was like, oh, and then it left. Why did that thing just clip right through the cabinet? That's alright, it doesn't have to exist. It's just a useless folder. Not even worth scrap. Literally, you can't even get scrap from it. It's just a miscellany. Oh, the mole rats are popping right on up. Oh, it's also, this Red Rocket in particular actually, has been given awards for being, like, the cleanest business in Massachusetts and stuff like that. But that's actually because they hide all of the, garbage and nuclear waste left over from their generator in a small natural cave in this direction. They hide it, or rather they hid it, you know, they hid it 200 years ago before the bombs fell, to hide all the evidence that they were, you know, majorly creating pollution and stuff like that, so they would always get these wards. And that cave is infested with mole rats, and it has some loot in it, but there's also a nuclear thingy that gives you a lot of rads when you go near it, but I think I'll hop in. Oh, that one's already too far underground for me to hit it. Here's the cave. I'm gonna hop in. This will be Joe's first adventure in the wastes. Joe is going to start off small and then become big. Joe will own Diamond City someday. He will reveal that Mayor McDonough is actually a synth. And then he will claim control of Diamond City all for himself. Boy, I really wish that I had hazmat suit, but I need this fusion core. And there should be, yes, Trash Busters Wood. This is the award that is saying that this Red Rocket in particular was very good at, like, not being, like, not having a lot of pollution and stuff and blah 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 blah. You know, just good at keeping the environment clean. And obviously that is not the case, as there is literally heaps Why did I pick that up? Heaps of trash in here that were thrown in here by the people who own the Red Rocket to just get rid of it, and also an actual nuclear generator that they just had. You know, just like a normal gas station, just has a nuclear generator in the back. You know, just in case the electricity goes out, you just fire up your generator. Pop in a few uranium rods. What is it? It's like a uranium 2, I think. Or 238 rather. Not just 2. Oh, I could probably do this boy. Oh. I'm usually pretty good at this kind of lockpicking. You know, like the Skyrim Fallout 4 type, where you actually spin the lockpick of whatever kind it is and stuff like that. I'm usually pretty good at that. Oh, what should I do? Joe, well, he's a hero, so he wouldn't be a pickpocket, of course. Joe is, he sees himself as a peacekeeper, a lawbringer to these wastes, and so Joe is going to enforce peace and enforce the law everywhere he goes, and make sure that everybody is getting along and is doing what they're supposed to. Joe is just out here to help people. And, you know, maybe find his son. I don't know.
Hey.
Joe is like 70% sure that his son is like dead or gone, and Joe is very upset. But Joe knows that he has to keep moving on. Joe knows that he has to be strong because that's what his son would have wanted. That's exactly what his son wants. That's why his son keeps antagonizing him with synths and mercenaries, trying to leave a paper trail of clues that eventually lead him to CIT, so then they can actually meet in person, because that's what his son always wanted. Anyway, sorry about that. I've played this game all the way through just too many times, and I just can't even attempt to pretend that I don't know how it goes, because I know it too well. I know it all too well. Actually, I don't think I've ever done the railroad ending all the way through, but I know what happens. Like, I know how it ends. I just never, like, finished the mission, technically. But I have, yeah, I'm aware that I'm not allied. I just need to cook up some mole rat chunks. That's 50 health, I think, right? 50? I don't really care. Yeah, 50. And it gives you bonus maximum action points, which in this game, I guess the closest thing you could compare to was like stamina in other games. And you know, I would do the mission where I get the locket for the dead girl, but Joe is a little bit nervous. He doesn't know who these people are. He doesn't want to bother them. He doesn't want to just approach them out of the blue and bother them. Maybe if they were asking for help or if they needed something specific, he would. But Joe doesn't know. Joe's not aware. That's okay though. Joe was trying his best. Joe was a little hungry, so he's gonna have to go hunting. Joe's gonna be eating good tonight. Got some mole rat chunks, now he'll have some venison. You know, all things considered, this could have been a lot worse. This could have gone worse, so you know what? Joe was doing fine. Now you know that I am a master of hand-to-hand combat, so I do not recommend approaching me in this manner. You see that? One fell swoop, and his limbs were gone. Joe is also a master with firearms. You underestimate the power of Joe Noir, savior of the wastes. I'll give you this warning only once. If you don't come peacefully, I'm gonna go in there And I'm gonna show you just what's what right on that little mattress right there. Now, one of the two of us wants that. I'll give you a little hint. It's not you. That's what I thought. Oh, that's a nice pocket watch you got there. You know, I think for now I might just... Oh, supple. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Let's just spread those a little bit. Yeah, I might just... I think I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta just... I have company, you know, so... what kind of a host would I be if I didn't attend to my company? I'll see you guys tomorrow.